So tell me, Fancy, have you ever felt like you were giving your best in a relationship, yet your partner still felt unmet? And how did that disconnect impact you emotionally?
Um, that is where I felt like, I had to shrink, right? I had to lower myself. I had to hide. I
Mhm.
couldn't operate at my greatest self because I felt like it wasn't good enough. Um, like not being appreciated.
Mm.
So, I think that sometimes we actually like over expect stuff out of ourselves. Like our expectations, like sometimes it ain't even your expectations for the other person. It's like your expectations for yourself be
Oh,
so
that's good.
high
That's
that
good.
like
You put your own
you
self on a
performing at your
pedestal.
best level. Yeah, you put your own
Right.
self on a pedestal, you performing at your best level, and really all this person wants is like just the normal you. You know what I mean? But you're doing the most per
Right.
se.
You got that
Um,
checklist of 27 things and you
yeah.
expecting them to meet it and you ain't even meeting them.
Yeah, and the emotional disconnect for me always it takes me back to like childhood traumas. It takes me back to my thing was, avoidance was a big thing for me.
Mhm.
So I'm avoiding the conversation. I'm avoiding you
Right.
because everything that I do don't seem like it's right. So I'm not gonna do nothing at all. I'm
Right.
gonna stop performing. I'm gonna stop doing anything. So that's part of the disconnect, right? Is to back up. Like, okay, well, if you
Right. Right.
don't
Right.
want my best or whatever, if I'm not good enough, if I'm not doing whatever, then I'm just
Right.
gonna not do nothing, and then what does that do, right? Then that invites in the enemy when it comes to
Right.
you know, finding comfort, him finding someone
Self-worth,
else,
all of
you
that.
finding some like all these other types of spirits
Emotions.
and stuff start coming in. Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, that's how I feel, how to disconnect,
That
how it
okay.
impacts emotionally. Yeah.
I think the same
How
for
about you?
me. Girl, listen. Yeah, the same for me. I could seriously write a book about it. I think
Yeah.
giving my best and not, people not being heard, not being respected. You know what I'm saying? In my first marriage, being disrespected, not being on an even, playing field, if you will. So the
Yeah.
disconnect was, shutting down. The disconnect was taking it back to childhood trauma, wanting to be heard, wanting to be validated. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
um, it did a whole thing like that. So I had to
Yeah.
do the self work. I had to realize that the only validation that I really need is from God. I don't need
Mhm.
nobody to tell me who I am. I
Yeah.
don't need, and it's, I think it's just a thing as women, we have to have that sense of validation that we're a good woman, we're a good mother, we're a good daughter, we're a good sister, what have you. Um,
Yeah.
so for me, when I wasn't getting that, and like I said, that disrespect, it
Mhm.
disconnected and shut down, not
Yeah.
really recognizing, truly who I was, and
Yeah.
that, you didn't have to staying in it too long,
Mhm.
trying to pull it out of them. Like, come on, come
Yeah.
on. And then
Like, if I
finally
keep
it was
giving my best, then we'll
right,
connect.
right.
That
So
doesn't
finally it
guarantee
was,
that.
yeah, finally it was just like a deuces. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm not finna do this. I don't deserve this,
yeah,
and I know I deserve love. So
yeah.
that's what it was for me. Hey, it's Sam. It's Sam 1031. Stacy, how you doing, Stacy? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, you next.
Okay, last question. What
Mhm.
does it look like to slow down, listen differently, and truly meet someone where they're at instead of expecting or where you expect them to be?
Ooh, that's a
So
good
truly
one.
meeting someone where they're at instead of where you expect them to be.
Um, for me, it's two things. If it's peace, it feels like peace, and it feels real. It feels
Mhm.
like the relationship. is real because I'm meeting you where you're at. We're talking through it. It's not any arguing, it's not any fussing, it's not going to bed mad. It's being vulnerable to say, hey, look, I don't really like, you know what I'm saying, the way you said that, or, I guess
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. Can you help me understand? Or like, diving deeper, like you said, having those authentic conversations and not assuming. Um,
Yeah.
when you slow down and do that, it's peace and it's real and it's genuine. And I think you have more respect for that person that you're with
Yeah.
because you're able to do that.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you?
I feel like slowing down and meeting someone where they're at is really taking inventory on yourself, right? Taking inventory on yourself, realizing who you are, where you're at right now, and
Mhm.
then realizing who they are and where they're at. If they never change, if nothing ever changes about this person and they are the same person that they are today, will you still
Mhm.
love them? Will you still want to be with them? Would they
Mm.
still matter in your life? And that is a big thing because we go based on expectations and probability and
Right.
what's the other thing? Um Potential, right? We go based
Right.
on those things, and that's something made up in your mind. That's not even based on a conversation that you had with them on what they wanna be, who they wanna be, what their goals are. That's something
Right.
that you made up in your mind as to the potential that you see that this person can be. So, meeting them where they're at is recognizing who they are right now and then
And just
deciding
loving
if you
them.
still would wanna be with them. Yes, and if the answer
Right.
is yes, then y'all love and connect and be who y'all are together
Right.
today. And if you want to grow, you grow. If they don't want to grow and you happen to outgrow them, now that's a whole nother conversation.
That
But
okay.
right now, I'm gonna meet you where you at.
I'm gonna meet you where you at, but
Right
and
now.
meeting you where you at, they have
Like
to
you
be
might
able to
be good for me
receive.
on this level, right?
Right.
You might
But
be
they
good for
have to
me on
be
this level.
receiving. Right. But they got to be receiving what you're saying too. And if they really about it and they're in it for the long haul, they will change and want to grow with you. Now, like you
Yes.
said, if they don't and you
Yes.
outgrow them, then that's a
Yeah.
whole nother episode. Then you have to
Yes.
have that uncomfortable conversation. Look, this ain't
Yeah.
working.
Yes, because as we know, some people are meant to be with us for a season or for a chapter. And
Can you say
sometimes
that
we
again
carry
for the
people
people in the back?
on. Some people are meant to be with us for a season or for this chapter. And sometimes we decide that we want to carry them on to the next season. We want them to go through the whole book with us, but they were never meant to be.
Okay. And you have to know that. And it's okay.